All right. All right, folks. I am alive. We got some wild numbers to talk about today. This some of these numbers are pretty surprising to me. So make decisions if you're a buyer or seller, and these are the numbers that I'd want to know if I was well, and I am looking to buy and not necessarily to sell right now, but these are the numbers that I watch that I think are important. Um,
Housing Watch.
just
Just
on
on a
a
quick
personal
personal
note,
note,
I
I
want
want
to
to thank
thank
anybody.
anybody who's watching on Facebook. Thank you for your kind messages about my dog passing. My dog of 18 years passed on Thanksgiving evening. It was pretty quick and painless. It was sudden, which that suddenness is actually a blessing in my mind, uh, having him so long. So anyway, Shackelford, um, and there you go for that. Let's see. I want to jump into first. Just let me just these numbers. I'm going to add in today foreclosures and short sales because there is a mind-numbing amount of idiocy out there right now talking about what's happening in real estate, and it's like as if the fall of mankind is happening or something. And I just think we need to know, like, you really need to know what's happening. This is the proof in the pudding. I'm looking at this every week, so that's what I do. I want to go live, bring you what I know, and then you really know what's happening with Las Vegas. So let's jump right in to what sold in the last week. All right. So this is for November 25th. First, we're looking backwards from the 25th to the prior Saturday last week. And the last 513 solds. So there were 513 properties that sold in that 7-day period. This 7-day period marks the lowest that I have ever seen since I've been doing this in the last several months, at 388 solds. Okay, so we actually had
We were in the
400s, and that's what I'm seeing is a little bit lower numbers, seasonal, especially with some of the rate pressure and whatnot. And what I what we ended up seeing was a little bit of an uptick for a couple of weeks. And I'm just going to put this up on the screen for you so you don't just have to stare at me. I can show you these numbers. Let's see, window here. Just bear with me. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, yeah. No, that's right. Okay. So as you can see, right there, solds, um, 388. That's the lowest that it's been. Pretty surprising number there. So I'll jump right into these are a bunch of surprises this week for me. New, coming soon and back on market. Those are new listings coming soon and back on market. This is all inventory that you can access. Okay. Uh, the previous week was 903, and we had been having a downward trend of listings coming on, which was a little bit to my surprise. I thought maybe we would see a little bit uptick each week, nothing crazy. I just thought and we're seeing drops each week of inventory coming on. Um, this week we had another big drop. It's down to 702. Okay. So when I add up these three new listings back on market and contingent upon sale, when I add those three up on there, that's what we come up with is 702. So a real drop um, this week. Now we'll see. Well, is that just a anomaly for this week? So
typically towards the end of the month.
that
This
last week will tell the tale a little bit more than maybe this third week of the month. So let's see what happens next week on those numbers. Now I'm going to jump into under contract show, under contract no show, and contingent upon sale. Contingent upon sales, contingencies have been dropping, and I just don't know if it's because agents aren't using that designation, um, or what. But because we haven't had this designation forever, but we only have 4 on there, as you can see, and each week that has been dropping a little bit. It hasn't been above, I think, maybe 20, but 20 something or something like that. But you know, that tells us that sellers don't want to take these contingencies. That's a big possibility. I have a seller right now that won't take a contingency on, even though we got that offer. Um, that those numbers for those 3 designations last week was 659, a big jump. We were seeing big numbers for how much was going in under contract, considering I thought that we might see a little less activity there. We were seeing a lot of activity. Well, this last week we went down to 419. So another number that's a little surprising. Uh, we saw a number drop there, which when I get to total inventory, you'll see it. It makes sense. You can see it in the bottom line of what we have as far as total inventory is concerned. Um, so now I'm going to jump into luxury. Let me remove this here, and we'll go into luxury homes. Um, the luxury market has been extremely consistent, as I've said every week, and this is the first time that we broke a barrier. So we were at 687 last week. We went up over the 690s and went to 693. That's total properties that are over $1 million in on the market. That number was staying below 680 for several weeks. It was a market trend. It was just really, really consistent. And now we finally started to see slight upticks. It's minor, but it's something to speak of. Okay. Because we are seeing a little bit more inventory, even if it's 10 homes or whatever, more. We're seeing a little bit more there. So that's what's happening with that. Now let's check out what's going under contingency. I think this is in the luxury market. What is going under contract? This is an important one to keep an eye on, in my opinion, because these numbers that are going under contract represent, what's selling. And so last week we had 74. This week, as you can see down at the bottom here, we had 62. So only 62 properties going into escrow on the luxury market. We're just seeing a little bit less activity there. This is probably seasonal, this time of year, and who knows, maybe all the negative talk is finally starting to have people slow down. I doubt it. I think Vegas is actually doing pretty darn well overall, and these numbers would come in and tell us that, well, you're not getting a lot of inventory, maybe a little bit more. So let's take a look at that. But we're not getting a lot of inventory. We're not seeing the market bottom out by any stretch. Let's see what the total amount on market is. Let's see. And then we're going to show you the sorry, where the heck is this at? Mm-mm-mm. Well, maybe I closed it out here. No, it's right here. There it is. It was hiding from me, folks. All right, total amount of market is, last week we had uh oh, six, I think it was six. I didn't actually write it down here. I think it was 615 or something, 6215 or 6212, 6215 last week. This week we got 6312 or 6312. So we went up by almost 100 properties. That's what I would expect to see when I don't see a lot going under contract and I don't see a lot of sales. Now the surprise is, though, that it remained going upward even though we had so few coming on market. We had 200 less properties coming on market. but we still have more inventory going up. Again, not like crazy, but we are, seeing a little bit more inventory out there for you. Now, let's get into, let's see, we're going to have uh, price increases and price decreases. I'm going to bring this one back up for us. If you already looked at this, you probably saw this already. I did show this screen earlier. Price increases and price decreases. Oh, did I hide that from myself? Rob. Yeah, I don't see it here. All right, I'm just going to tell you what it is if I can. Price increases were 82 last week. We had 49 this week. So definitely a drop. What you would expect, that sellers aren't feeling like they can increase their prices. All right. So only 49 this week. Price decreases, 549 last week, quite a few. This week we absolutely sunk to 397. Maybe the lowest number of price decreases that I've seen, because we have been on this trend where people have been listing their properties for too much, and then they figure out they need to lower their price. And if you're serious about selling your home, that's how you're going to get it done. It doesn't mean that you're going, that the values are dropping like crazy, because they aren't. They really haven't been. Now, we may see a median price drop when the numbers come out next month, but not by a lot. We're not seeing these big drops. As a matter of fact, there's just a ton of false news out there. I get it all the time. I get people going, "What's this? What's going on here? What are they saying here?" Look, the headlines, they get the attention. That's the facts, folks. The headlines get the attention. What can I say? it's That's how it's going to be. So let's check out what's happening. Speaking of headlines getting attention, people have been, how would this all happen if we were going to have some serious negative effects in our market? There's really one way that would happen in my mind. The way it happened the last time, as far as the market was concerned, was the foreclosures and short sales. Okay, so these, to me, would short sales would be our our early warning system. Okay, they would tell us that something is happening and we need to be paying attention to that something, because that something probably means that the market's going to hell in a handbasket. So how many foreclosure, or how many short sales do we have out there? Let's find out right now. I'll go ahead and share this with you. Active short sales. Now, I actually put the under contract and contingent upon sale. I don't know why I put contingencies in there, but I put the under contracts in there. Actually, I should have. Eh, I meant to put these under contract show in there. So I don't really have as many as I thought I'd have, but I have, showing you what's active out there, 35 of them, 35 of those short sales right now. Not many at all when you consider, um, our market. And really, who would short sale if you have equity, right? You wouldn't short sale unless you were underwater. And I think right now, with as much as our values have gone up, being underwater is just not really where people are at. So they would probably sell their property before they would even short sell it. But that is one early warning system, if you will, one early warning indication. Now let's look at the foreclosures. Again, I realized I made a mistake. Folks, I'm always learning and figuring things out, and I just may have been in a little bit of a rush here. This should be, I should be indicating under contract no show there, but I didn't do that. Anyway, 58 uh for these designations of the REOs, foreclosures. Okay, so only 58 of those. And I have one that I'm showing that was in my neighborhood that actually, this one was a foreclosure, and it's what they're doing with foreclosures right now, which is, I think, is important, which they're not the foreclosures of old. They fixed this one up. They made it really nice, and they put it on the market for market price. And I haven't checked today, but that property is probably getting multiple offers. I mean, it was priced, I thought, well for what it looked like. So that's what you're seeing with a lot of these foreclosures. Um, if you're not seeing that they fix them up, and they have them priced overpriced, then you're seeing, if I looked into this information, you would see that they've been hanging around on the market for some time. Okay. So we do not have any kind of big push on foreclosures. We don't have a big push on investors putting their properties on the market and selling them. So, hey, enjoy the holidays ahead. If you're, you know, if you were worried about your values in Las Vegas, I don't think you have anything to really worry about at the moment. Vegas is a landing spot for too many people, and they want to be here. Now, if you're somebody that's feeling a little stuck in your home because you got a nice 3% mortgage and you don't want to go and get a 7.5% to buy the home you'd prefer to be in, well, look, you did good. Okay. You're in a good spot. You got yourself nice and comfortable in a good mortgage, and you're going to be able to weather this out. Okay. That's the other thing. People got have great payments out there. They have great mortgages. They've got equity in many cases. Folks, the market, God, the people saying this crap out there right now, I think it's, it borders along malpractice, really. It's total BS. So if you're listening to that, I don't know what to tell you. I know many people want something bad to happen so that they can afford the market, but right now that's not what we're seeing. And we'll see what 2024 brings, but I'm seeing that Vegas is going to be remaining a strong city, a strong town for real estate overall. Um, and those conditions won't change much. And as a matter of fact, could only go stronger if rates go down. So you tell me where I'm wrong. I'd love to hear from you. Um, Thank you for watching this live presentation. I'm going to be bringing these each Saturday. I'd like to get on here and do my live because that's when I do these numbers. There's a trick to being able to lock in these numbers, make sure you're getting them week to week, and that is to be consistent about them. So I'm always paying attention to this for you. I hope this helps you. I know you're coming to Las Vegas, so if you need a realtor, please contact me anytime. I don't care how you get a hold of me. Just get a hold of me when you're ready. I have my number in the information below, my email. And of course, you can get me anywhere if you Google Rob Howe, because I'm all about houses and you. And now you know how when you're ready to buy or sell a home in Las Vegas, Nevada. Folks, the last thing I need you to do, one last thing,